Well, it was entertaining stuff here at Canary Wharf. Joining me, Derek Chisora's manager, former world heavyweight champion, of course, David Haye. David, what did you make of what you saw there this afternoon?
I like the energy of both fighters. I like the intensity. Both teams seem very confident. You know, both teams are confident their man's going to not only win but stop the opposing competitor. And I'm happy that I'm on Team Chisora because what I've seen behind closed doors, what I've seen in sparring. What I've seen in literally in the last 11 weeks, his blinker's been on like never before. Talking to Don Charles, literally just before we came out, he said, "I can't believe we've got Derek here," because the training he'd been doing was crazy intense. There was a lot of talk of maybe it's too much training, maybe he's not used to doing this type of regime. 2, 3, 4 sessions a day sometimes. People were wondering whether his body was going to break. I knew, Derek's made of different stuff, and if you force him to go through a session, he'll do it. You might get a bit of moaning beforehand, but when he's in the gym, once he's warmed up, he's like a steam train. He just keeps coming. And
at this level, in these circumstances, in this sport, it's tiny percentages that can be the difference, isn't it? Are you putting those little percentages in? Do you think?
I don't believe they're tiny percentages. I believe they're huge percentages. I believe in the past he's been underprepared. Derek, of all the success he's had, I don't believe he's ever had a full 11-week training camp. I believe he normally starts training, from what I'm hearing, like 6 weeks before the fight, and he comes into the gym completely out of shape. You don't have time to get into shape, let alone start working on your boxing technique or your strategy. So this time round, we really, for the first 4 weeks, we just blitzed him physically just to get him prepared. And then for the last 8 weeks, we've been really pushing his boxing and his punch output and his stamina, his punch avoidance. Derek's defense wasn't ideal when he first started training. He thought defense was something that sort of ran around his house. But he's got it now. He understands, getting punched in the face isn't ideal in boxing. You're allowed to move out of the way of it. And he's been doing that now, and it's been working really well for him. I'm sure he wishes he's tried that a few years ago. But he's putting punches together. He's slipping, he's sliding. He's bringing counter-attacks. And he's doing stuff he's never done before. It's working in sparring. If it can work in the fight on Saturday night, we could be looking at a mid-round stoppage. I think Dillian Whyte's super tough. He's super strong. He's got so much on the line. He's had a great camp, and I expect him to be in tip-top shape himself. He's proven he has. He's fought 12 rounds against very good opposition. And always accounted himself, never really run out of steam. So I know that he can fight at a pace he's comfortable in. Keeping a fighter at the end of his jab, keeping it long, tying up inside, he can do 12 rounds. But fighting at the pace that Derek's going to set, I don't think he's got it in him. I don't think he would have trained to do what Derek's going to do to him.
So if we're going to see the best ever Derek Chisora against the Dillian Whyte we already know is in tip-top condition as well, is this going to be even better than the first fight, do you think?
It can only be better. You have two fighters 2 years ago who had Fight of the Year. This time round, they're both fitter, they're both faster, they've both got 2 years more experience. They've both had great training camps. So Derek Chisora has finally done a real training camp where he is fully loaded for 12 quality rounds. They're going to throw more punches. It's got all the hallmarks of another Fight of the Year.
Well, if that doesn't get the pulse racing, I think you better check it. David, thanks very much indeed for joining us. We can't wait for this here at the O2 on Saturday night.